Hello everyone, welcome to Easy Update Music Review Extravaganza. This is going to be a long list of artists and songs and albums that I really like, in no particular order. Sometimes the songs are ordered from my fave to my least fave of my faves, but not always. Check the description below for the huge list, because I know this is going to be a lot to follow. Bee-boo. Anyway, I'm just going to jump right in. Oh, obviously I'm not going to play the songs I'm talking about under myself, because that would be a copyright strike nightmare for us. And so, please enjoy this classical music, which is the exact same classical music from my book review episode that I did a few weeks back. So this is the music review episode, basically. List of my faves. Agnes Obel. First off, love me some Agnes Obel. The entire album, Citizen of Glass, is phenomenal. It's rare, I find it's rare that there are entire albums where there aren't any duds. And this is one of those. Santigold's first couple of albums, too, I think. Pretty much winners. And then her more recent one, there's one track on it that's so abysmally terrible I can't even believe it. But I don't remember what it's called, but it's the one with that guy just kind of singing off key the whole time. It's really weird. But anyway, Agnes Obel is amazing. Songs from Citizen of Glass that I really like are Familiar, Stretch Your Eyes, Red Virgin Soil. But you can't go wrong. They're all fantastic. Chord Left, Aventine, and The Curse are also really good songs by her. A next favorite artist, Nils Frahm, who is a sort of neoclassical composer, uses synths and pianos, does kind of minimalistic music, and he's just fantastic. All Melody is his recent album. The whole thing, again, is bops after bops. So good. That whole album is incredible. Spaces, likewise, a live album that he put out a few years ago. The whole thing is basically pretty fantastic. His classic favorite songs, of course, are Hammers and Says. I saw him live the other, like, month or a few months ago, and he's really funny live. I actually discovered him because I went to a Dawn of MIDI concert, also very good. They have an album. I didn't write it down, so I don't remember the name, but the one that has like a white spinny bird's nest looking thing on the cover, that entire album is really good too. Man, I said that there aren't a lot of whole albums that are great, but now I'm just naming them left and right. But Dawn of MIDI is really good, and Nils Frahm is really good. Serpentwithfeet is an artist that I just recently discovered, and this whole album, the whole album is good, but I don't love the whole album as much as I like the songs Whisper, Seedless, and Wrong Tree. Whisper, far and away for me, is the song I like the best on this album. The album is called Soil, but Serpentwithfeet, all one word. Such an amazingly good voice, and the production, the mixing and mastering on this album is so good. Same with The Citizen of Glass, actually, by Agnes Obel. The mixing is just, it's so good. I'm jealous. I wish I understood how to mix and master, because it's really good stuff. Next up, Christine and the Queens. Christine is going by Chris now, I think, but phenomenal group. I saw them live, and Chris travels with these four dancers who are like basically part of the band, but they have these elaborate dance routines. At the end of the concert, Chris proposed to the entire audience. It's pretty hilarious. But my favorite songs by them are Tilted, No Harm Is Done, Science Fiction, Safe, and Holy. Those are really good songs. Quick shout out to the Danish String Quartet album Last Leaf. Real good stuff. Alright. LCD Sound System. I know. I like them a lot. Of course, they're classics. Daft Punk is playing at my house, North American Scum, but I also really love Watch the Tapes, Dance Yrself Clean, I Can Change, Movement, Your City's a Sucker, New York I Love You But You're Bringing Me Down, and Oh Baby. Oh Baby is actually the song I liked best of their new album. I didn't love their new album. Actually, it's probably my least favorite of theirs. Pulse was good. I don't know if that's a pre-release or actually on the album. It's like a 16-minute kind of just repetitive noises. So, you know, an LCD Sound System song. Next up, Deerhoof. My favorite songs by them are The Perfect Me, 81, and Life is Suffering, which I think are... two of those are from one album, and the third one's from another album. Also, I want to shout out a person I went to college with who is an amazing singer. She's a genius. But is in a group called Ensamble Del Niente, and Ensamble Del Niente did a collaborative album with Deerhoof called Balter Saunier, which is so good. Half of the album is Deerhoof playing chamber music that Ensamble Del Niente, I think, prepared, or a member of theirs wrote, or something like that. And then the last song, which is the last half of the album, is like 20-something minutes long, is Ensamble Del Niente playing a huge medley of Deerhoof songs that I think Greg Saunier from, I don't know if I'm saying his name right, it might be just Saunier, from Deerhoof, I think his first name is Greg, that he prepared, and it's all so good. Ensamble Del Niente and Deerhoof, Balter Saunier, it's so good. Check it out. That friend I went to college with, we were in DePaul a cappella together, and she is in a group called Quints, and also does a lot of solo music. Check that out. Next up, Fever Ray. Who, shout out to Michael Huber. Apparently her song If I Had a Heart is the theme song for the show Vikings, which is cool. I haven't seen it, sorry Huber. But her songs Wanna Sip, Mustn't Hurry, and This Country are also really good. If I Had a Heart is super good too, maybe my fave. But yeah, she's a weirdo. I like it, it's good stuff. Next up, the matron of sadness, Mitski. My favorite song by Mitski is Thursday Girl. There are a few songs on here, on this giant list, that... You ever hear a song and it's just like the music of your soul? And you're just like, this is how it feels to be... Like, this is the movement of the cosmos in my spirit. This is how my sadness feels in my life and my everyday. Thursday Girl is one of those songs. I just listen to that and I'm just like, I am seen, or whatever. Nobody's also a good song. I'll talk about a few other music of the spirit tracks later. Well, here's one, a happy version. Jethro Tull's Bouree. Come at me, I don't care. This song is great. Jolly good times. Also the like 28-minute version of Thick as a Brick, super good. Aqualung. I don't care. Jethro Tull is fun. Grieg. What's his first name? Edvard. Grieg. Norwegian guy, I think. Anyway, Peer Gynt. But specifically, Movement 2, The Death of Ace. Aces Dot. I love that song. Check it out. It's so good. Ooh, I didn't write this down, but... I don't remember the guy who did it, but there's the weird 70s, like... neo-operatic version of War of the Worlds. They actually used a song from it in season 2 of Fargo. I think season 2. The first track. Anywho, it's good stuff. Also, shout out to The Wasp Factory by Ben Frost, I think. If you want to get real depressed and feel super weird, listen to The Wasp Factory by Ben Frost. It's so weird. And it's good, but it's so depressing. So depressing. Anyway. Alright, next up. The Big Boy. The sort of framework for everything. Well, I guess my earlier framework was Radiohead, but I kind of burned out on Radiohead. But, still great. I love Radiohead. Talk show host. Really good. Everything on Kid A, OK Computer. Oh yeah, Radiohead's great. But Tom Waits, baby. Tom Waits. Get ready for just a giant, insane list of songs that comprise maybe like a fifth of all the songs that I truly love by Mr. Waits. Hoist That Rag, Diamonds and Gold, Make It Rain, Little Drop of Poison, Rain Dogs, anyway, the whole album and the song, Anywhere I Lay My Head, How's It Gonna End, Gun Street Girl, Hang On St. Christopher, 16 Shells from a 30-06, Bad As Me, Blow Wind Blow, Clap Hands, Dirt in the Ground, Earth Died Screaming, Tango Till They're Sore, Jockey Full of Bourbon. Damn it, everything. Just about everything. I don't like slide guitar, so sometimes when he uses that, I'm like, Downtown Train, Martha. Oh, Martha. Saddest song on the planet. So good. Damn it. Everything by Tom Waits is so good. Also, likewise, another musical genius. Appreciated in her time, I would say. Not as much as she deserves, but truly phenomenal artist. Fiona Apple, of course. The entirety of The Idler Wheel is wiser than the driver of the screw, and whipping cords will serve you more than ropes will ever do. Is an amazing album. Every song, another one. That's another one. Bangers after bangers. Every song on that is incredible. And of course, shout out to Criminal and Extraordinary Machine. Good stuff. God, Fiona, what happened? You're so good. How did it happen? How do these people become just pure geniuses? Tom Waits, Fiona Apple. Most of the people on this list, honestly, I'm just in awe of their genius talent. Another very talented duo, I think a duo? Wolfpeck. V-U-L-F-P-E-C-K, one word. My favorite two songs by them are Back Pocket and Outro. Funny enough, it's the first track on that Outro is the first track on the album that it's on, I believe. Tra-la-la. But these guys are really fun. It's just like good times music, fun stuff. Equally fun, does a lot from Devo, but does a lot of movie soundtracks. Mark Mothersbaugh, come on, good stuff. My favorite, of course, the Life Aquatic soundtrack, especially Ping Island / Lightning Strike. That song is amazing. Sonlux, S-O-N-L-U-X, is a really fun group. Again, really good compositional stuff. Complicated music, but my favorite songs by them are You Don't Know Me, This Time, Easy, Changes Everything, Your Day Will Come, Dangerous, Part of This, Stolen. And check out, after you've listened to You Don't Know Me, and then watch their Tiny Desk concert, their NPR Tiny Desk concert, because it's just incredible. They use like a brass band instead of synths, and it's just fantastic. Next up, someone I don't really know too much about other than this one song. I've listened to a few other songs and they were like whatever, but this one song is just so incredible to me. Father John Misty, and the song I'm talking about is Mr. Tillman. Really, really good music video too, but oh man, sometimes it's kind of a bummer that happens to people. It's happened to me a couple times in my life where you hear one song that's like amazing, and then you rush out and you like get the album, and then the whole rest of the album is like, okay, not great. I mean, like, it's good stuff, but it's just not really what I'm after. And Mr. Tillman is like so good. The rest of the album is good, but I was just like, yeah, okay. It's more just singer-songwriter kind of stuff, kind of. But also my friend told me he's a real cocky guy. I don't know, whatever. Black Mountain is a band that's sort of like a post-prog psychedelic Canada rock. I went and saw them perform in a cemetery here in LA. LA's relationship to cemeteries is weird. You see movies and rock concerts in them. Cultural difference here from the rest of the world, maybe. But yeah, their two albums, In the Future and Black Mountain, self-titled, are really good. Pretty solid throughout. Tyrant is a good song. Stay Free, Queens Will Play, all good stuff. This band is weird because they have sort of a storied, I think, tumultuous history, perhaps. I don't know. But they have a few spin-off artists, too. They're like it's sort of like a music collective sort of band. And so, like, Saunier Caves is the synth guy from Black Mountain who does his own stuff under Saunier Caves. I think his name is Jeremy or something. He did the soundtrack to the movie Beyond the Black Rainbow, which has the amazing Run program Sentienauts on it, which is such a good song. Yeah, and Lightning Dust is another kind of spin-off band from a person who was in Black Mountain, the singer, whose name I don't remember at this moment. But, yeah, good stuff. Nicholas Jaar, Jaar, who I discovered because of the show Legion, of all places. Actually, Legion has real good music, generally. But yeah, Nicholas Jaar, my favorite tracks from him are Mi Mujer, The Governor, Etre, and Space is Only Noise If You Can See. But a lot of his stuff is super cool. It's really weird, like nutcase stuff. Quick shout out to Anna Meredith. The song Nautilus is so cool. They have it's like a rock band with a tuba in it. Also check out their Tiny Desk concert because it's real cool. James Blake. James Blake's another one of those artists where I truly love one song, and then the rest of his stuff I can just be like, whatever. But Retrograde is just such a good song. Childish Gambino I really like Sober, and of course This Is America. Alabama Shakes, the entire album of Sound and Color is so good, but the song Sound and Color is phenomenal. How many times have I said phenomenal in this video? More than 3. Here's one that you've probably not heard of. Geo Wyeth. Geo space Wyeth. He's an artist out of New York who put out an album called Alien Tapes. And there are 2 songs on it that specifically just scream out to me. Again, music of the soul. At the End We Listen and All the Diamonds. These 2 songs, oh man, they're so powerful for me. I mean, I listened to them a lot after my mom died, and it was I don't know, really helpful. And I actually wrote an email to Geo Wyeth, just kind of expressing my thanks for how much his music has helped me, and how much those songs were important to me. And he wrote back. He's a super nice guy. Anyway, good stuff. Geo Wyeth. At the End We Listen, All the Diamonds. On the album, I think it goes All the Diamonds, and At the End We Listen. They kind of flow into each other. So good. That whole album is really good. Joanna Newsom. Love the song Soft as Chalk. It's amazing. It's 45 minutes long. Not really. It's 8 or 6. She does a lot of long songs. Married to, what's his name from that one show? Good stuff. Dream Couple. Divers, whole album is really good. Of course, Have One on Me. The song and the album, very good. Sapo Canyon, Leaving the City. You Will Not Take My Heart Alive. All good songs off of Divers. There's one song. Divers is an album that I love all of it except one song I always skip. I think it's the 4th one. It has slide guitar in it. I just can't do it. The Kills, No Wow. My favorite album of theirs probably. Their first 3 albums I really like. And Blood Pressures. So 4 albums. Whatever. Their newest album I didn't love. Alan Toussaint is a genius. Was a genius. I had the great fortune of seeing him live one time before he passed away. But Bright Mississippi is such a good album, especially Egyptian Fantasy. I think that song is so good. So good. Yeah, Alan Toussaint, check it out. The Velvet Underground, of course. Venus and Furs, All Tomorrow's Parties. Candy Says, Pale Blue Eyes, Jesus, I'm Set Free, Heroin. Great stuff. Velvet Underground. Andrew Bird. I like here and there. Andrew Bird, I really like Andrew Bird sometimes, and then other songs are too saccharine for me, maybe. I don't know. But Nervous Tick Motion of the Head to the Left is one of my favorite songs ever. And Skin Is My, and L. Also, it's a side, I don't know if it's a side project or just an album, but Andrew Bird's Bowl of Fire, Oh, the Grandeur. That whole album is so good. Ooh, I forgot to put this on there, but that weird band that Ryan Gosling was in, called Dead Man's Bones, fun stuff. Lose Your Soul is such a good song, and Papa Power. Anywho, another granddaddy of cray-cray music, been around forever, had a very tumultuous life recently, but still trucking. Very, very interesting man. Nick Cave, of course, Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds. 2 documentaries about him. What is it? The first one's 20,000 Days on Earth, 10,000 Days on Earth, is so good. The color correction. Like, the way that movie is shot is so good. And there's a sequence in that, you can Google it too, but watch the whole documentary, it's incredible. But there's a sequence where he describes seeing his wife for the first time, and the way Nick Cave wrote it and the way it's edited and put together is just, oh man, it's incredible, transcendent, phenomenal, beautiful, wonderful. And then of course the documentary that came out along with The Skeleton Tree is so depressing. It's just kind of a beautiful, sad look at grief. Their son died before that album came out, and it's very affecting. But my favorite album by Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds is probably Murder Ballads. I also like Dig Lazarus Dig, but favorite songs from Murder Ballads are Stagger Lee, Curse of Millhaven, Where the Wild Roses Grow, and Crow Jane. Hiding All Away is a good song from a different album. Lyre of Orpheus, Up Jump the Devil, Red Right Hand, of course. Also check out, well, Nick Cave's not in it, I don't think, but yeah, Holy Motors is a cool movie. What's her name from Wild Roses Grow is in that. Kylie Minogue? How do you say her last name? Whatever. One of my favorite composers, Jessica Curry, who did the soundtrack for Dear Esther and Everybody's Gone to the Rapture. Also, I mean, ran that company and made those games, but just brilliant composer. Yeah. Oh man, some of the tracks on Everybody's Gone to the Rapture are so good. Of course, I grew up Christian, so hymns are sort of like ingrained in my mind. So maybe there's like a bit of that going on when I listen to Everybody's Gone to the Rapture soundtrack. One of my favorite things, this is kind of weird maybe, but like one of my favorite things in music is when people cry out unto the Lord, who I suspect or know don't believe in God, because there's like a particular kind of like pathos to that where you have no other recourse, so you're just reaching out to something you know doesn't exist, or believe doesn't exist. There's just something kind of like juicy about that to me. Snack on it. Similarly, Shellac's Prayer to God. That's an intense song. If you're going through a breakup, check out Shellac's Prayer to God. Especially if you were cheated on. Get a little cathexis, a little catharsis out of that. Oh, that song. Good Lord. Parental advisory on that one. Anyway, Tune Yards. I really like her earliest stuff, first album, but When You Tell the Lions, Real Live Flesh, Atari are really good songs that I like. Her new stuff's great too, but I really like the earlier stuff. Almost to the end here. Two weird ones, movie theme songs here. Cliff Martinez's Eddie's Dead, which is the theme from Steven Soderbergh's Kafka, which is a movie that probably nobody's ever seen because it's like impossible to get now. Apparently he's recutting it or something for Criterion, but that rumor was like 10 years ago, so who knows. Man, but that song is so good. It uses like a cymbalom or a dulcimer or something. It's really amazing. And one of the reasons I bought my Hammer dulcimer is because of that song. Cliff Martinez is great, kind of across the board. Did he also do the soundtrack to The Knick? He does a lot of Soderbergh stuff. Was that Cliff Martinez as well? It might have been. The soundtrack to The Knick is super good. Anyway, last but certainly not least, another one of my soul music kind of moments is the theme song from the movie Fargo, which I believe is by Carter Burwell. It's called Fargo, North Dakota. Dang, that's a good song. Anywho, that is by no means entirely inclusive of all of my musical loves, but that's a quick and dirty listy poo of music that I really like. Share some tracks in the comments. Tell us what you really like. Share if this list spoke to you. Share other favorites from these artists, or share things that you think I might like, things that you think others might like in the comments below. I'd love to see that kind of stuff. You know, it'll add up quick, so it'll take us all a really long time to get through it all. But it'll be good. I was just listening to Francesca Francisca Valenzuela, that was sent in by Megan Leinart, I believe. And it's really good. It's like, she's kind of like Fiona Apolli as well. I don't speak the language, so I don't know what she's talking about, but it was all really good. Sometimes I find that's better. Like, if you don't know what the heck is going on, you can just kind of enjoy it as the music. Serge Gainsbourg has a lot of good stuff. And I'm just kind of like thinking off the top of my noggin here. What else? Les Temps de l'Amour by Francois Hardy. That's a good song. Anyway, NM, that's enough. Yeah, share your faves. Share the vid if you think people would be interested. Check the description below for the list of most of the things I mentioned that I had planned to mention below. And yeah, check you next time.